Tax-deferred retirement accounts are ticking tax time bombs, says Ed Slott, who the Wall Street Journal calls the IRA distribution expert. This is potentially one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, you should be preparing for in retirement that most people do not prepare for. It's odd, right? People who prepare for just about everything. I've seen people plan where their animals go after death. But planning for income tax increases during retirement that could grossly affect their retirement income is not something I see many people plan for. The issue of rising income tax rates should be addressed no matter what planning stage you're in. But today, with all that's going on in the world, if you're close to retirement or you've recently retired, you now have an opportunity to shift your assets from tax-deferred retirement accounts to tax-advantaged accounts before tax rates go up. The problem is that time is running out for all of us before these tax rates rise again. Those who are not close to retirement also have an opportunity as a result of the CARES Act, established as a result of the coronavirus. The CARES Act allows you to take $100,000 out of your retirement plan, of any retirement plan at any age, and pay the tax over 3 years, while avoiding the 10% early withdrawal penalties. Now, this will allow everyone to take advantage and shift some assets from tax-deferred to tax-efficient before rates go up in 2026. It will also allow some people to diversify outside of their 401k, because generally 401ks don't offer many robust investment choices, and many are expensive. So rolling over your 401k to a self-directed IRA in some cases is a better idea. My book explains in detail why we feel taxes will be much higher in a decade from now. But again, they start to go higher in 2026 as the sunset provision details. They would detail that taxes will return to the previous brackets, and if you haven't done any tax planning and projecting what could happen to your income if tax rates explode in the future, now is the time. As I said, this could end up being your biggest mistake. The more you have, the worse it is. If you have more than $500,000 in your 401k or IRA, and you have a pension as well, your Social Security is likely to be taxed at 85%. Those who are over 59 and a half and still working can roll their 401ks. And many do this, providing them more planning options. They can also take distributions and get ahead of the higher taxes that are coming. Others who have a pension but have not retired might have the option of rolling that pension over to an IRA as a non-taxable lump sum. There are many reasons people do this instead of giving up that pension lump sum for a lifetime allowance from their employer. If you've retired and haven't rolled your 401k, that's also something you should consider. 401ks are generally advantageous while you're working, but they're not so good if you're separated from service. Now, with the coronavirus likely adding about $8 trillion more to the national debt, an approximate 40% increase almost overnight, are likely to drive taxes higher just in and of itself. Now, David Walker was the Comptroller General of the United States, essentially the CPA of the United States, in the USA under Bush and Clinton from 98 to 2008. Remember the debt crisis of 2008 that we were told almost collapsed our system? Well, the debt has only gotten worse since then. It's almost quadrupled after the coronavirus cost sets in. And David Walker, the CPA of the United States in 2008, during an NPR radio interview said, regardless of what politicians tell you, any additional accumulations of debt are, absent dramatic reductions in the size and the role of government, are basically deferred tax increases. Unless we begin to get our fiscal house in order, there is simply no other way to handle our ever-mounting debt burdens except by doubling taxes over time. This is a serious issue. If you have a savings, especially if any of it is taxable, this is a topic that needs to be addressed. If you're more of an academic, I strongly suggest you read my book. It's stacked with information on what we think and others on the future of income taxes. If you'd rather not read the book or you've already read it, you can set up an informational call with us to discuss how you might get ahead of the coming tax increases. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to hearing from you.